Hello everyone, this is Zoltar and welcome back to our Robotic Offworld Trading Company campaign. Last time, things went kind of okay-ish. I mean, we won. It didn't really feel good. It wasn't very exciting, in all honesty. It was just kind of like, well, we have 2 things, 3 things maybe we can make. Let's make those and see what happens. And it worked because we're apparently better at committing than the computer, who was just all over the map. So, we won. It would be nice to get some more stuff unlocked, so maybe we can manipulate the game a little bit better. I'm very tempted by this hacker array, because we are typically stuck on making just like 1 or 2 things, but the advantage of that is nobody else is generally making those things because they're kind of a huge pain. And so we take the hacker array, we just short power if we're or electronics or whatever, and force the game to be the way we want to, because it's really the only strategy we have. So that's where I'm leaning right now with these purchases. Let's go ahead and scroll through the missions quickly and make sure that's going to be a good idea. Let's see. Perk Cold Fusion, income +6. I don't think we want that at all, so we'll keep moving. Unlock Expansive, not really what we're looking for, but these are the only 2 perks we have available. I think Cold Fusion, if I remember correctly, that is one of the power changes. I think it makes your buildings get powered by water, something like that is Cold Fusion. I have a hard time with the names in particular, but I'm fairly certain that's what that is. We don't want that at all, because we don't get water. Water doesn't work for us very well. We have the electrolysis reactor, so we can take advantage of cheap water, but that's it. That's all we want to be doing. So, rather than going that route, unfortunately, we are going to have to take the useless Unlock Expansive perk and the +18 income from it. Resources are supposed to be rare on this map, but no patent lab is allowed, which is nice for us because we don't have the option of even obtaining a patent lab. So, let's look at what we can get over here. I'm still leaning toward the hacker array. Nothing has changed with that. We'll go ahead and pick that up. That leaves us with 93 income. We can still spend a fair amount before we're too low to obtain an off-world trading company. I'm leaning toward the geothermal on some level, but an argument can also definitely be made just to upgrade that steel mill again and keep steel rolling in very effectively. So I'm kind of also looking at that. Why don't we do the steel mill? Why don't we just do the steel mill? That's fine. More and more and more and more and more steel, more and more upgrades. It'll work just fine, hopefully. So that's all sorted, and no idea who we're going to be up against at this point. Probably still these weaker ones, but we might be up against several people this time since it looks like only 2 missions are available. Let's get to it. Yes, we are up against 3 opponents. That's going to be interesting. Found a lot of aluminum, but we need to locate some iron. So
levels of water found.
Keep looking. This is probably mostly silicon. This might be iron, though.
Levels of aluminum found.
Let's keep looking around. Nothing over here. This is why I don't just want to settle immediately as soon as I find something. You never know what's going to be in that area. And it turns out what was in that area was basically nothing, so... Also, it should be noted, we are heavily dependent on iron, given that we've gone with upgrading our steel capabilities. Okay, we've got a scavenger, that's fine. He won't interfere with our iron problems. That's gonna be more of the same. This could be a real issue, actually. Where was the expansive colony? They're all down there. Where's this one? He's in the middle. Where's this iron? This is really important, and I really want to find it. Here, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to be that guy right now. We're just going to take all of this.
Has been identified. Run colonization build script. Start manufacturing queue.
I'm just going to claim this. Make it really a huge pain. They've got the best aluminum at this point because we spent quite a bit of time not paying. Oh, and there's iron up here. That's unfortunate. I didn't spot that earlier. Somehow they knew about it. Whatever. I don't even want to know. Computers drive me crazy. Take another claim. I'm just going to claim this last iron spot. I don't even care at this point. We have steel coming in. We'll have aluminum before long. We are draining iron faster than we're gaining it at the moment, but we dropped on a huge chunk of it, so hopefully we'll be able to make use of that. Go ahead and sell off the electronics to allow us to upgrade faster. New auction.
Claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin at...
I'm not seeing a lot of geothermal, so I really want this claim so I can grab up this geothermal.
Sold.
It does drive me into debt. I think that's the only two on the map, though. Those two. Might have been a bit safer to get this one, because everybody has a stake in this area already. It's a little more difficult to just EMP a specific person in that situation. Let's grab this now, and let's look at actually making some money.
Stand by.
More steel production with all this iron we've got potentially to bring in. Do we want an iron mine?
The black market is online.
We'll probably use one more iron mine. None of this iron is good because I placed in such a ridiculous place, but it's still there and it can still be used. Eventually I should end up with like these two as my iron tiles, honestly, but we were in a hurry. We were trying to get a monopoly on something that was actually impossible to monopolize because we didn't see the whole map in time. And we've got the geothermal claimed already. What else do we want to do? We can go ahead and throw some geothermal down. That's not a major issue. Aluminum's extremely cheap. We can go ahead and actually buy some up. Sell off some other stuff right now. Grab a goon squad. It'll go down on top of the geothermal, and we should look at what to do with our last claim that we have available. There might be a very important resource like carbon or silicon to secure. There's some silicon up here. This is probably what we'll focus on. There's a better source down here, bigger, but we have quite a large number of claims that we've already accrued. We've gotten like 3 bonus claims in total already. And I'm more concerned about bringing the price of power too high. I don't know. It's a bit of a thing. There is the argument to be made that I have an extreme amount of power available with both of my geothermals. So maybe we do go ahead and claim this really nice silicon. Nope, never mind. We're too late. Thought too long. There it goes. Never mind. Alright then, we'll just claim this close silicon. That's okay.
The black market is online.
And with the next set, we do need to keep an eye on carbon as the next major thing. There's a nice trio of carbon here. I could put a couple of claims down on that. And there we are, frozen. One higher. That's it. That's where we stop. But I'm comfortable with this. I'm okay if we get this. That's okay.
So.
Okay, our steel just got shut down. Aluminum is worth actually nothing. I guess everybody has this giant chunk of aluminum. It's sad that our steel got shut down because steel is very valuable. But now we can go ahead and get a claim down here, which will discourage anybody else from putting down too many claims in that area. Our debt is getting up there. Notably up there. We'll need to do something about that. Hopefully we can just abuse power to that end a bit. I'm going to sell off some of our steel, a fair amount of our steel, to secure a goon squad for the geothermal again. It might get mutinied. We don't want that. We already saw a wind turbine get mutinied earlier for power. And we are going to be using up a large amount of power ourselves due to the distance on some of these claims. Go ahead and get this down. Oh, that's very fortunate considering we're starting carbon. Go ahead and sell off other things. Jump this up a bit. Oh, I know some people have carbon. Hopefully they don't have a big stockpile at this point and we can actually abuse this a little bit. Come on, keep going up. Keep going up. There we go. That's better. Oh, fine with that. It's actually somebody having a problem who isn't us. I'm totally okay with that. And we can either wait for the steel to roll in or we can upgrade now. Another option is to go ahead and pay off some debt since it's pretty ridiculous at this point.
The black market is online.
Oh, or we can just do this and grab another claim. I'm partial to that option personally. I always love to spend on the black market as soon as I have the opportunity. It's just my thing. More power surges that aren't going at us. I'm totally okay with this. Computers actually fighting each other. If you remember last time, part of the reason it took a year was because it was just constant things being thrown at us the whole time. Just power surges and all kind. And it's like, okay, I could get goon squads, but it protects one tile at a time. What's the point?
New directives received and confirmed.
All right.
Replicators online.
Let's go ahead and
Upgrade
get
in
some
progress.
electronics
Stand
down.
by.
I'm not actually going to put it there, because then it's easy to knock out everything we're doing. I'm going to put it here instead. I'm not so concerned about our iron production at the moment. I don't have enough steel to put down more, unfortunately. No glass furnace still. One thing we can consider is water is kind of cheap. Oxygen and fuel are not. I don't think I want this all that much. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. We might want another carbon quarry as well. So I'm leaning toward getting the carbon secured here. Where do you put this electronics down? I think we can work with that. It probably wasn't a good idea. What we'll do is over here, we'll drop some reactors. Okay, that's okay. Sell off our iron. We have an underground nuke, apparently. Oh yes, this was from our other traits. So why don't we be mega jerks with that if we have the opportunity? I don't want to shut down aluminum particularly. We don't have a lot of that. We don't have a lot of anything coming in right now. We were targeted by dynamite on a steel mill. Why would you dynamite a steel mill? Honestly. Honestly. Guys, come on. I know you're computers, but still, that's just pathetic. And let's go ahead and see if we can underground nuke this. It worked just fine. Alright, our electrolysis was frozen. Steel is still up and running. Electronics are still up and running for the very, very little that's doing for us, so I'm not too concerned about all of this, all things considered. You guys really just don't... why are you making electronics? Seriously, right now. It is not viable to create electronics right now. Let's look at this. It takes half a carbon to make an electronic, right? I should honestly turn mine off right now. Half a carbon to make an electronic. And that's only a third of an electronic, basically, even with the adjacency bonus. So a whole carbon to make, let's say, 2/3 of an electronic. Without counting the other resources in, already in the price of carbon, it's too expensive to make electronics. I'm mad at the computer right now. It's fine.
New directives received and confirmed. Replicators
Can't
online.
make glass. We
Upgrade in
can
progress.
maybe
Stand
pull in
by.
some more carbon still. Carbon's extremely valuable so far. Our steel is frozen. There are... our carbon's getting pirated, of course. That shouldn't be any surprise whatsoever. I do need to round out these electronics, but I also need to get down a hacker array, and now might be a good time to do it, while electronics are being drugged down by our scavenger friend over here. I've been targeted by all the things. Mutiny, piracy, so on and so forth from there.
Claim is available for auction. Bidding will begin at
I don't... and I kind of want to, but it's kind of risky. Start auto supply. Meant to have that on the whole time. But they were frozen, so it's not like they could do anything anyways. And really would like some steel at this point. Probably just sell off this fuel and oxygen as it comes in so I can get that hacker array down. That's just rude. What does it even cost? 20 steel? That's actually pretty expensive. We'll wait for it to come in. There we go. Shortage on chemicals. I don't have a whole lot to sell to buy chemicals. Kind of late to the party, but nobody else has chemicals, so hopefully this is okay. And we're waiting, we're waiting. We could finally get down a hacker array after this. I'm so excited. Go! And a surplus on power again. Thanks, guys. That's helpful. Electronics looking significantly more viable now, so we'll get down 2 of those and turn this one back on, I think. What do we need to sell? We need to sell more of this nonsense. Get down some electronics. And now I think... I don't know if we want to upgrade again. I don't know. There's kind of an argument to be made for it. I think we might be able to make some money somewhere, but we can't utilize the potential best stuff that's available. The glass and the chemicals. We can't make any of those. We already have production for everything else, and we don't want to flood too much, so we don't want to commit too many resources to gaining additional claims through upgrading. Thank you. We should instead commit resources to goon squads. That would be a smart decision. Probably on our hacker array, actually. So what do we have that other people don't have? That's the important question right now. Or what can we take from other people and make them stop producing? This guy's got an engineering lab down. No idea what he's focusing on, but it's probably electronics. But we can maybe shut his electronics down. That's what we'll focus on. We'll shut his electronics down, short out electronics consistently. And hopefully be able to abuse that to win the game. Alright. I think we'll go with a power surge here. Right on your electronics buildings. Have fun with that. And be ready for it to stay that way. Our steel is frozen. That is fine. Not concerned about silicon. We're pulling in almost enough to fund our own electronics production, and silicon is, quite frankly, completely in the tank. So that's whatever. It's even still going down despite this electronics production, especially with us shutting down this electronics production. If we can keep him from converting these exceptionally cheap resources into a slightly more expensive resource, hopefully we'll be in pretty good shape. I do want a goon squad in 28 seconds, though. That's for sure. Keep selling off stuff so we have source of water. We actually need to maybe turn these electrolysis off or turn them into something else. Water's gotten very expensive. It's not really profitable to make anymore. Not in time. Not in time at all for the hacker array. That is unfortunate. We'll still get a goon squad and dump it on there for next time, but for now we just have to stockpile these.
The black market is online.
Let's see, what can I sell off? Maybe sell off some iron. That's not quite enough yet. Sell off more iron. Sell off some aluminum. Get that goon squad down. I can't collect any water because I don't have a water pump engineer. That's fine. We knew that was going to be the case. That was intentional. Electronics still going down in price, frustratingly, which means they're getting sold from somewhere and not being used for anything. I don't know who would be selling them, though, unless our scavenger friend was just selling off his stockpile in order to get something else done. I'd love another power surge right on top of this thing as it comes back online. That'd be fantastic. I'm thinking I might want to convert these into steel for the time being. Fuel and oxygen likely aren't going to come up anytime soon. They are still vaguely profitable, just not particularly. Maybe we leave them on for now. We'll turn them back on for the time being. Partially because other people are making oxygen and fuel, and if we can keep that price down, we can keep their buildings ineffective as well. Alright, come on, give me this power surge. There we go.
Expansive colony expanded.
I could get down another hacker array. That's probably actually a good idea. Just keep the electronic shortages rolling as best as I can. Silicon getting a bit more expensive. That's worrying. But with any luck, this goon squad will protect us long enough to deal with it. Gotta make sure I keep enough money to keep buying the resources I need.
Bidding will begin at...
Once again, no interest. No interest. I think we're done with claims for the moment. We're just going for it at this point. Normally I don't like stopping at 4, but once again, there's so many things we can't do. Alright, it's time to actually turn these all off. Sell the last of this. Okay. Nobody's targeting my power, which kind of makes sense given that power's not very valuable, but it is a little sad. Oh wow. I can't use this at all.
The black market is
I
online.
can use this, maybe.
Expansive colony expanded.
I just want to keep shorting this. I don't even want to sell at this point. Sell off enough stuff. Let's get another short going. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, now who has production that would actually be useful? Especially somebody with a farm would be nice, or even somebody with just a lot of water. Everybody's kind of contesting this water. Sigma Production Co. is doing a pretty good job with it, though. Where is your actual base? You've got some... Oh, you have chemical production going on right now. That's actually real important. And possibly worthy of shutting down, if possible. Oh, glass shortage. Can't do anything with that. We'd have to dump all of our electronics. Move into glass real fast. Hope that nobody has a huge glass stockpile. I see glass is jumping up by 5 at a time right now, so it's very valuable. There we go. Shortage on iron. We'll dump that price way high. Come on, send it flying. And stock's starting to be purchased, so we need to really start getting into that
Hackers
soon.
have compromised the trading servers.
Okay.
Price manipulation begins shortly.
Should be able to sell off our iron in a moment. I should have turned off the steel mills,
Our
but
hackers have compromised
go.
the trading servers.
sell off the
Price
iron, get our
manipulation
electronics back.
begins shortly.
In time for the 2 shortages to hit. There we go. And we'll need to just sell quite a lot after these shortages are done. Start getting into these stocks.
Bidding will begin at... Sold!
Unfortunately, our iron has been blown to smithereens by underground nukes, so we really don't have any iron income, but what we can do,
Expansive colony
to be real
expanded.
jerks, we can just do this for the time being until iron comes back down in price. Okay. Electronics hit its peak. There we go. I cannot afford to buy out this guy, but what I can do is try and make him pay me money for this person. And then buy him while his price is low afterward. There we go. We've almost got him. And we'll just try and finish him off before he can recover. Another chemical shortage. It's insane. Unfortunately, that's going to send his stock price soaring, I think. Can I take advantage of this at all? See, this is increasing the value of any chemicals he has lying around. But we took better advantage of it than he did because he is a computer and we are not. And the game's basically over at this point now that we have his chemical production. Needs fuel. Definitely start auto-supplying that fuel. Fuel's quite valuable, but frankly chemicals are insane, so who cares? Sell off all the things. Buy up the computer. Sell the things again. Sell the things again. Come on, there we go. And we got it done. That was a bit odd. I don't know. The robotic campaign just feels odd. It feels very odd to me. Let's look at stats. I want to see how much that computer actually sold, if I can. Let's go to resources. This is what I want. And let's look at, that was the production core. That was the problematic one. He was purchasing quite a bit of power despite power's cheap price. But that's all going, this all goes into debt, so it's almost irrelevant, frankly, except toward your stock price. He made quite a lot of money off of selling glass, of course. This is a market we would love to get into, but we haven't seen a glass furnace ever. If I saw a glass furnace, I would grab up that engineer immediately, but I haven't seen it ever, and glass is so important. Honestly, in my opinion, glass is too important in this game. But that's that guy. Let's look at us. So he made almost 200,000, 190,000. We made more than that, I guess, more than that. most of it on our electronics nonsense. We made 100,000 off of electronics alone. We managed to make 10,000 total on glass, despite never making a single piece of glass. I assume this is just from our takeover and from any manipulation we did during that one glass shortage. We made a lot off of that iron shortage, but a lot of this, rather than just being strong production, a lot of this was just simple abuse of shortages. As you can see, fuel was pretty strong, as was oxygen, but together, we only made about 25,000 off of it across the course of the game. Aluminum, we made a little bit of money off of. That's fine. Steel, even this game, we only made 56,000 off of? Yeah, about 56,000 off of steel. So it's just kind of, I don't know. Having to manipulate that market and actually watch out for those shortages and just take advantage of them with whatever assets you have on hand can end up being pretty important. Obviously, for the electronics, we did force our hand with that, with the 2 hacker arrays, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm going to have to play some Robotic and multiplayer to see how it actually does there. For now, we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next time.